Back to my channel. My name is Ifeoluwa Akinpelu and I am so excited today because today is a very special episode in this wedding series. This is the very last video and today I'm so happy that my event planner is here with me and we will be having an interview. And with me today is... Can we meet you,
Hi guys, my name is Omotayo Adiaga. I'm an event planner, I'm an event caterer also. Yeah. And my outfit is called Alicia Spice.
Alicia Spice. That's who she is. If you are new here, thank you so much for coming. Please do not forget to subscribe and put on your notifications so that you can get it. You can know when I drop new videos for you. And today, we are here again. Wedding gist. How was wedding? How was Ola Nation 2021?
Oh, okay. Well, it was a sweet experience. Yeah, planning it from the get-go, from the start, and running it through to the end was amazing. And you know, we had back and forth a lot of times. Courtesy.
I already filmed a video on the family issues, the kind of family issues I faced during my wedding preparation. So you might want to check that out too after you're done with this video. So stay tuned.
Okay, so we had a lot of back and forth family issue and all of those things, but we were able to scale through, and it was a beautiful experience, trust me. It was a beautiful experience despite it happens. That's the amazing thing. The amazing thing about it is that such things happen when it comes to marriages, when it comes to planning of weddings, and you know, our mommy and daddy, they're in the same WhatsApp group, like I used to say, you know, they have the same mindset and all that. So it was a bit of we had a bit of back and forth, like I said, but sincerely, a day to the marriage, a week to the marriage, a day to the marriage, and the day was perfect. And one thing I would like to always say is that we should always try to have fun, despite the fact that the parents and everybody, they are doing their stuff. Try to have fun. Don't be distracted. The goal is your wedding, and that's the most important thing.
More like enjoy the process.
Just enjoy it, because it will surely come. It will surely happen. So one thing is just know that, oh, this thing will happen. So just flow with the process and just be good. Just have fun in the process. That's it.
That's interesting. So let me say that compared to every other wedding you've been planning, is there anything that stood out for you? Ola Nation 21.
Okay, for
outstanding thing?
Ola Nation 21 now. Okay, I think one thing that stood out for me was the fact that they knew what they wanted, from the colors to the flowers to every detailing. They actually know what they wanted. That okay, this is what we want. Like the first meeting we had, when I got back home, I was telling my assistant that time that no, these guys are good. Like they know what they want. Why are you feeling fly now? They know what they wanted, and you know, it's amazing that they could replicate that. They could give us an idea of what they wanted, and because most of the times, most brides or couples will be like, just give us anything, we're good. We just want to have fun and all of those things, you know. But you know, these guys said they want this, they want that, and it was easy for us to scale through the process. This is what we want. We want a gospel this, we want a this, that, we want this color and all of those things. So it was easy for us to communicate with you guys and say, okay, these are the kind of, we can't just give you any kind of vendor. These are the kind of vendors would say, okay, you should have, because you've communicated what you wanted to us. So I think that's just what stood out for me.
Wow,
for the Ola Nation.
I deserve that was majorly my work. I even need to take that. I need to grab it in my full chest. Because I think it's because I'm a very detailed person. So even before I involved event planner, I'd already done my homework. I'd done my assignment. I was here and there. I think I've had some vendors and I've done some deals. Especially my photographer, I was so specific. I've settled deals, so I just had to hand him over to my event planner and some other vendors like that, and it was good. So I think if you're a detailed person too, it helps a lot. Even if you're having an event planner or you're planning yourself, it relieves you of stress, and at the end of the day you will get what you really like. Wow, interesting. A week to the event, how did you feel?
I was nervous. I was actually nervous, and I was like, okay, this is not the first time I'm planning an event, but you know, there's this rush of, oh, how will it turn out? How will it be? Every discussion I was having around with everybody around me, everybody knew that I was planning the wedding. Everybody knew that because, and the fact was that I was the event caterer too. So alongside, it was a bit of, oh, am I going to handle these two together and all? Because that was the first time I would do event planning and, well, is that the okay professional? Let me say it that way. Professional event
level.
planning and catering at the same time. So anytime I have a job like that, I can do event planning, I can do catering. But for my family, I could do the two. I could juggle between the two. But this was the first time I'll be doing the two on a professional base, and I'm like, okay, how is it going to turn out? But you know, like, let me just refer this to one of the classes you've had or one of the sessions about journaling.
Okay.
So I had to write I'm also into journal, like I write a lot. So I had to put that into notes and okay, every process. What time to what time, this time to this time, this is handling this is handling that. So it was easy for me to go back to my notes and tick, I've done this, I've done that, I've not done this, I've not done that, step by step, detail, precept or upon precept. And the one I'm not done yet, make a call, all of those things. So trust me, I was nervous during that time, but like 3 days to the event, I saw everything happening, everything taking shape like we planned it, and I was excited. A day to the event, everything was just working according to plan, and I was excited. Even the day of the event, I was like, okay, what do I have to do? There's nothing really. Yeah, though I had my team who awesome guys. You guys did a lot. They worked with me and we did a good job. Yeah, so.
Oh yeah, so that brings me to October 16, 2021. Actually, we had a couple of drama.
Yes, we did.
I was just hearing. I didn't experience it until after the engagement, because I had a day wedding, so I think that was the issue. A day wedding is always very stressful. I'd always said that I will never have a day wedding, but when I compare the day and 2 days, and I'm like, is it worth it? Let me compile it to a day. I save my money. The very first place where I felt the tension was when I was coming for engagement, and I saw crowd. I said, Jesus, I wasn't expecting people this much.
Okay.
How do we do it? And what came to my mind was, this garden will not contain these people because everything is even together. We have a whole venue for everything: the garden, the church, the reception.
Sure.
I was just like, will this garden wedding work like this? But let's just see how it goes. Until fill me in. What happened?
Like I used to say,
what was the cause of the issue, Gogo? Because I heard there were operas.
Okay, what happened was that like you said, we had a lot of people come for the engagement. Literally, we planned that we're having about 60 people for the engagement, and that would take in the number of people for the church because it was outside in the garden. So when they started the garden wedding, you understand, when it started, everybody had sat down. Not everybody, some people had sat down. So I think that was when your dad noticed that what's it called now? People were standing up because at that time we've had about 200 people around, and
that was around 8 to 9.
Was 9, yeah, wow. Around 9 a.m. in the morning, and we've had about 200 people there, and so yeah, that was like I saw a point from what he was saying. The truth was that because people had come out of the engagement and where we had the engagement, where we were supposed to set up for the reception. People came out and some people were sitting, some people were standing, some people were loitering, which doesn't really make sense. When even if we're in a church and some people were loitering, yeah, everywhere should be organized. People should be seated. So your dad was like, there's chair inside the hall. How is this possible that people will be standing outside? It doesn't make sense. You get, but it would disrupt our plans. A lot of plans. the decorator had to do some finishing touches, had to sweep, had to, bring up that we everything was perfect. This were not it will not happen. We're supposed to arrange everybody, the ushers where they're supposed to be, all of those things. But it wasn't going to happen if we had the church. So your dad came, da da da. I was like, oh Jesus, what am I supposed to do and all of those things. And I was just trying to be careful because he's the father of the bride, he understands. And church was going on, but he was fighting for people's rights that they shouldn't stand. But the truth was that I understand what he was saying, but it will affect our plans too. You get
so the major issue was the fact that we had an overflow. Okay. So there was no
at the wrong time.
At the wrong time. The time was wrong. Because I believe that everybody wants to come for reception.
Exactly.
I didn't know that the turn up was going to be that great.
Massive.
It was massive.
Mm-hmm.
It was massive. Wow. So that was the major cause of the issue. The overflow led to human rights advocate. That is still watching this, so just laughing. Okay, wow. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
It was. At first, it was like, oh, everyone was going to scatter, but
God
to control, we give glory to God. Before we go, I would just like you to share a few tips with my bride-to-be. What are the things how long do you think we should plan a wedding? Let me start from there.
Okay, from the moment you'll be getting married to the person.
So how long do you think is okay to plan a wedding? Can I wake up tomorrow and say I want to get married next week?
No, you cannot just wake up tomorrow. Only if you want to do it. Even if you want to do it in a sitting room, trust me, some things has to go down. You understand? A lot of things has to. But typically, if you want something classy, if you want it well organized, I would think that you should start planning maybe 6 months to your wedding day, so that everything will be in check. Because the truth of the matter is that some vendors are always, some of them are occupied. They already, okay, for example, I have an Alaga now on my page. She's already occupied for some Saturdays this 2022. So imagine if I go and meet her and say, okay, this particular, we're not going to change date because of an Alaga. Do you understand? So I would think that people should make their preparations known early. They should let us know early. Yeah. So I think that's 6 months, if you know that, okay, this is the person I'm getting married to, I think you should start planning at that time.
Minimum of 6 months.
Minimum of 6 months.
So
4 5 months, yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So if you want to start then, where do you start from?
Call your event planner or get an event planner.
Okay.
Okay, just get an event planner, discuss with the person, and let them know your budget, like I used to say. Let them know your budget so that the person will know the vendors, the kind of vendors to bring along the process. Let them know your budget. Don't shoot yourself in the leg. Don't say you can do this and you cannot do it. Do you understand? Just know your budget and discuss your budget with your vendor. Even if you have more than that, you understand. But don't do less, people, please, because it's a really big deal. Yeah. But when you're able to keep everybody along, this is the amount I have, is how much so I'm not saying you should overshoot or overspend for your wedding and all of those things. I'm not saying that you should overspend. Don't overspend. But what I'm just trying to say that carry your planner along. Some planner cannot plan some weddings below 5 million, 6 million. Some planners cannot.
Yeah, I remember when I actually spoke to a planner first and I said, this is my budget. And she told me that, sorry, that will not work. Because I charge so amount. And if you want to have a standard wedding that you just talked about, you cannot spend anything less than, I think she said, is it 5 or 7 million? And then I was wondering that's a lot of money. Do I really want to spend that? And she just told me that, should I tell you the truth? You won't spend less than that. She's not going to plan a wedding less than that. At the same time, I can go and meet some vendor. They will tell me that they can't plan a wedding less than 20 M. Sure. That's it. So, and at the same time, we have people that can say, okay, bring 2 M, can still plan something for you.
Yeah.
So I think that's very profound. It's very important.
Yeah. And also try as much as possible to get a planner. Don't say my family can do it, my friends can.
This family thing, right?
Or I have a friend that can. If your friend is a planner, please go ahead. Do you understand? But as much as possible, please try to get a planner. Yeah, it will take you off a lot of stress. There were some things she was not even bothered about a day to the wedding,
Yeah.
their wedding day. She was not even bothered about or bugged about, because everything was in plan, everything was in check. We already carried them along that, okay, this is in check, that is in check, and all of those things. And they didn't have to even say, is the photographer around? It's not your
Not my
business. Do you understand? It was not our business.
Yeah.
Is he?
I remember a day today, I was just sleeping. I just said, let me just rest today. I just want to rest. I went to the hotel.
And amazingly,
Fantastic.
all I didn't. The wedding was so perfect that none of the vendors came late. Like, everybody was around doing their thing at the right time when they're supposed to be doing it. Do you understand? So everybody was doing what they're supposed to. I think that's one thing I enjoyed most about your wedding. Everybody was in check. Everybody came at the time.
I think that you deserve accolades for that, because it's your work, really.
Sure.
As the event planner, that means you were able to get all of them together at
Mm-hmm.
the right time. Okay, this brings me to the point where I'll talk about using family and friends for vendor. What do you think about it?
I would think that it can be a bit tricky, because people can mess up, and you won't be able to talk to them. You won't be able to para. Like, there were days that you parad, not para, but
But
you were
I
able
would
to say your opinion.
This is what
I want. I'm not
this
going
is
less
it.
than that. Do you understand? You were able to say that because we didn't really have a relationship before the wedding. Do you understand? We didn't really have a relationship so everything you even want, we were able to communicate it without any reservation of, she will feel bad, or she will not greet me again later in life. Do you understand? But it's what's it called now? So I don't really advise it. Because
Except you know that they are professionals. They work with
except
the
you
team.
know that they are professionals, they have a team, and even if they are professionals, all of that, shebi is the first wedding. I'm ashamed now.
Does
Do you
that
get my
mean that
point?
you will not want to be an event planner for your family?
Well, that's a bit tricky. If they ask me to be their event, okay, for example, let me just put it straight like this. I catered for my grandma's burial.
Okay.
You understand? I catered for the burial. But I was calling my dad. In this context, I'm not your daughter. You gave me the job to do. Do you understand? Baba, me buying manager. I'm sorry for those that don't understand about. I'm not managing it for you. If you say that this is your plan, this is your budget, we are working according to it. Fine. I could make some adjustment here and there, but I'm not going to pay less to those people working with me because you are my dad. No. Do you understand? So if you see that the person is professional enough, you can go ahead to give the person to handle it for you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'd like to add to that. If you're working with a specific budget, and I think it's actually normal that your parents come to support you for wedding, some of your friends, if they are not willing to give you the money and probably give everything to the same event planner, because I see this happen a lot of times. They'll be like, I want to do this myself, I want to do this by myself, and they don't want to give the money to the event planner to plan for you. What are those things that I feel like the couple should focus on, and they should probably just leave the rest for their family?
Cut. Sincerely, nothing. Trust me.
Wow. Interesting.
That's the truth.
Okay. I think what I have in mind is that for me, I wasn't ready to compromise on my photography, my videography, my decoration, and what else? I think the food. I wasn't ready to compromise on that.
And your wares.
Yeah, my wares. That one is even none of that business. It's my wares. So I wasn't ready to compromise on that. I could still say that, okay, if you want to change the venue, of course, as much as I think it's really nothing, no. But as much as I care, if you want to change venue, okay, just take a place that is nice, and I would say yes. So I think I could still compromise on that. MC, no, I couldn't compromise on MC band. No, I couldn't.
Okay, so what else? What else? Can you see? You've almost mentioned all the vendors. You've mentioned food. You've mentioned your clothes. You've mentioned the decoration. What makes the event? Those are the things that makes the event.
True.
Really.
True.
Because I'm sure your mom does not really know. Maybe an usher team would you say take care of the ushers and but really I think that as much as possible if you just try to convince them and that I'll handle this, you're good, you're fine, You understand? For example, some people will not go down on their alaga. They will not say their parents should handle. Some people will say their parents should handle it because they know some alaga, but they know that some alaga take extra time. So they know maybe a young person that can do the alaga work and all that. Whatever we tell them to do, they do it. Do you understand? You get. This is not to shade any vendor out there, but this is you just say, okay, this is what I want, and your parents they might not really understand your point of view. Okay, for example, even with the whole thing that went down during the wedding, during your wedding and all of those things, I think we finished the event by 4:30. 4:30 we're done. Even we had a delay of about 2 hours or maybe 1 hour plus
from church,
and church took extra time. Do you understand? And trust me, ask her. I think she had premium phone on her wedding.
Yes, so she had bright to be. Even when so intentional.
Even when the all the hula baloo opera was happening, she was able to take her pictures in the garden, and it still made a lot of sense. One thing they can take care of is backup food.
Okay.
Yeah, most vendors, most vendors out there, or most caterers, we tell them that I have a backup person that will come with backup food and all of those things. Like in case people, like for your wedding now, your dad came with backup food and all of those things. You get that really helped us because we didn't even know that the crowd would be that much. Imagine having 120 people coming for the engagement, or over 200 coming for the, and you plan that maybe 60 will come for the engagement. Imagine how the reception would be. So yeah, I think it's best that we think of ourselves first. We think of our families. We also think of the what's it called now? The vendors that comes for the wedding too, because the decorator, what's it called now? I mean, everybody that comes with the team.
Okay.
The band guys, they will eat. These guys are like 50 already. Do you understand? So as you are planning for your wedding, try to plan miscellaneous into whatever you're planning. If I'm planning for 500 people, even
I think we started planning from 150, but we said let's make food for 300.
Yeah.
Then we got to let's just make it 300 crowd and make food for 500.
Yeah, because I think you were like, okay, I think your husband was like, oh, that we need to add more because of the that's the first time I will hear someone take consideration of the vendors.
Yeah.
It was like, can we make 50 preparation for the vendors that come? And I was shocked that really, like, I'm the one we're supposed to
say that,
to push that to you, and you'd be like, should we or not? But you guys pushed that to Ross, and it was really amazing. So despite the fact that we even captured the vendors, do you understand? We still add
overflow
1, 2, 3.
And the garden was big, so people were literally everywhere.
The oil was full everywhere. People were standing even outside of the garden. Like even the garden was filled. People were outside of the fence too. It's so amazing.
Wow. But I think the part where you can hand it over, you can trust your parents, depends on their professions again.
Yeah, sure.
If, for example, your mom is a fabric person, you can trust her with your astrology.
Oh, sure. You can take her.
For example, my father is a paramilitary man, and I've seen him handle security for a lot of events. So I was not bothered. That's why I just said, bounce that, don't worry. My dad is going to handle it. I am not even going to pay for this.
It depends, yeah. Like if your mom is a caterer or something, you could know that, okay, I'm rest assured that this would, if she's a fabric, take her along to the market, buy stuff together, and she'll be the one to pick clothes for you. She'll be do this, do that, and I'm sure it will make a lot. We have people who do that too. Who do that, who take their mothers along, and the mothers will be the one to take care of almost everything. Yeah.
Okay, so lastly, can you just share with us 5 tips, maybe a recap of what you said before, in case my audience are already lost? So we hand on that.
Okay, so I'll say have fun. Try as much as possible to have fun. Have an event. Get an event planner and pay them well. Have an event planner and trust your parents, but most of the time just carry them along. Yes, carry them along. Yeah, because just carry them along. Yeah, don't let me go into details. Carry your parents along and let them know what you guys are planning, so it won't be strange to them. Carry them along and trust your parents too, but I'm not saying don't listen to them, but don't go on everything they tell you. If that's what you want, go along with what they tell you. But if you know what you want, that takes me to the next thing I want to say. Know what you want. Know your specifications. So that you won't get to your wedding and you see that, oh, but I thought it would be like this. You understand? Have a dream wedding in your head that your budget can carry. And try to communicate that to your planner. Yeah. So, and don't spend too much on your wedding, but have a classy and a fun-filled wedding.
A standard wedding.
A standard wedding.
Because the truth of the matter is, memories are there, and I just do something that at the end of the day you'll be glad that you did. Of course, it's the marriage that really matters, but at the same time, I see my parents' wedding pictures till date, and I'm still like, it was a good one. It was a good one. I wasn't there, but I know that it was a good one. So, and I know that you want to have the same experience. You want to think 10, 20 years back and be like, okay, I had a good wedding. And prepare for your marriage. It's very important. As you're preparing for wedding, prepare for marriage, for marital counseling. Every important thing that is necessary for you to do, don't overlook it.
Sure.
And here we are going to put a stop to this wedding series. This is the last one. I hope you guys have enjoyed every bit of the videos, from the proposal to what was the next after proposal, to things you should shop for, to my bridal wear fitting, the wedding itself, trad, reception, white, bridal shower, her honeymoon, and every other thing that has to do with it. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, do not forget to share this with all the brides to be on your contact list. Make sure they watch. It is very important for them to watch. Thank you so much for staying with us till now, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.